Hello everybody and welcome back yet again to another daily update video. My name is CryptoStash and I hope you're all having an amazing weekend. Currently it is Saturday and let's get right to the charts as Bitcoin is right now trading around $88,000. As you can see, we did bounce pretty nice from this order block that we have right here, which was also the 786 Fibonacci level. Basically this zone is very key. I do expect for price to potentially start gaining somewhat of a momentum here to potentially test this level that we have right here. If we go on a lower time frame like the 4 hourly, you can see right here this whole range that I have drawn. Basically we are right now bouncing from the value area low with all of the others support confluences that we have right here, and we are aiming towards the POC. Basically, let me just extend so you can see the POC level right here and also the value area high of this range, which is right around $98,000, 98.5, and also our moving average, as you can see, is perfectly correlating with this very key zone that we have. So a move towards this price would be only around 3.7% for Bitcoin, and the stock market did close pretty bullish. As you can see, the S&P 500, after bouncing from the weekly S3, you can see right here, did manage to flip back above this very important support into resistance flip. We were hitting it right here as resistance, but then as you can see, price managed to push above this level and actually break above it. And right now on the daily time frame, you can see the S&P 500 is looking potentially very bullish, just a couple of percents away, basically 1.7% away from its all-time high. Same goes for the Nasdaq. You can see the Nasdaq is just around 3.5% away from its all-time high. We did manage to close the daily candle above the monthly pivot, and as you can see also on the S&P 500 we are also above this monthly pivot level. So what this means for Bitcoin is that if the stock market starts putting in a new all-time high, we are going to see, in my opinion, a bigger relief rally for Bitcoin. So if we measure it from this level that we have right here, that would be around 11% of a move towards the upside. Basically, you can see right here on my other chart for Bitcoin, this is the macro range that we have basically for the whole year since back in November 2024. Right now we are December 2020, so this is just basically, you can consider this one big range, and price has just traded in this range during this whole time, and we are right now finding ourselves, as I said, towards the bottom of this range. So it is very important to not get overly bearish at the bottom of the range. You want to be getting bearish again once Bitcoin starts going around 96 and potentially around 105 to 106k. This is where I would be looking for price to potentially reverse lower. This is basically what I am expecting, but of course this will take some time to play out. As you know, on the monthly time frame, you can see we do have just around 3 monthly candles of bearish price action. So it is just completely normal if once Q1 starts, basically January of 2026, that we get somewhat of a relief pump, a bullish monthly candle to the upside before we start seeing lower price targets. Since, as you can see, the last time basically this pattern happened, you can see we then got the pump like this. Let me just make it more clear. So basically after this pump, you can see this is this pump, basically we got 3 red monthly candles. You can see the same thing happened here, and then we got 2 bullish monthly candles. So if right here, if we get 2 bullish monthly candles, we might go all the way up towards 106k. as I'm telling you, it is no need to get overly bearish at the lows of this range. Let's look at the open interest for now. You can see open interest is starting to come back into the markets with decent volume. So basically, potentially, once the new week starts, I do expect for us to have somewhat of a bigger pump towards the upside. You can see we still right now, since it is the weekend, we do have liquidity sitting both ways. So I do expect somewhat of a weekend volatility to come into the markets, basically grab the liquidity higher, grab the liquidity lower, and then once the new week starts, we are going to see the real move happening and potentially this bullish continuation that I am talking about. Fear and Greed Index right now sitting around 27. Basically nothing much has changed here during the past weeks and months. ETF, spot ETF for Bitcoin, you can see on Friday, on Thursday, basically the past week, if we don't count Wednesday, it is considered a bearish red week for the spot ETFs, since as you can see we did have over quite a bit of millions of outflows, and we only got one inflow during Wednesday on the 17th of December, around 45-70 million, but still price is very stagnating to the downside. But as I said, I do expect for us to potentially start pushing higher since we are at the bottom of this range. Funding rates right now starting to flip negative again on some of the major exchanges, and for the next week we don't have much news coming in since it would be Christmas, and a lot of the data, a lot of the banks would be in on a holiday, so not much of data coming in next week. And I think this covers it for today, guys. I hope you liked the video and have a nice weekend. I'll see you again in the next one. Bye.